other interesting political news, you have Kamala Harris comparing Trump to Hitler in a speech, which I was gonna say, it's become so bland, it's kind of lost all interest. They've done that for decades now in terms of comparing the right to Hitler, and yeah, it's one of those things like kind of like calling people racist in the United States. It's been used so often, it's lost all meaning. Now, this comes to us thanks to Charlie Kirk, which he says, "quote Breaking: Kamala Harris instantly seizes upon an already debunked hoax from the Atlantic and weaponizes it as an attack against Trump." And this quote says Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who's responsible for the death of 6 million Jews. Unquote. They're going to get Trump killed, pray, which Lord knows they tried everything. I mean, shoot. First they tried finding him, then they tried suing him, they tried imprisoning him, and I don't know. Let me know in the comments who you think is responsible for the multiple assassination attempts against Donald Trump. But at this point, Jesus, I don't know what's up. I worry to conceive what they're up to next, wherever they may be. Now, I think it was as viral as I thought. About 500,000 views and 24,000 likes. And you apologize, it's a little bit long. It's about 3 minutes. While Harris does have her signature Volkswagen-sized earrings that looks surprisingly similar or shockingly similar to the audio device where you can hear, what someone might be telling you. Which, if it is true, Lord knows what that college intern is telling her, how bad their speaking skills are, or maybe it's just her lack of interpretation or being able to repeat the words fluently. Which, granted, I don't have a lot of ground to stand on. Lord knows I have my speaking aptitude, so I ask people to subscribe to the show, because every time I get another subscriber, I slowly but surely increase my speaking acumen. Granted, it was a low bar to be good at, but still, not too much for her to do. And she did suit up? What was she wearing? I don't know.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders.
Yeah, speaking of obeying orders, remember when one of the military officials promised China that they would let them know about a strike if Trump were to do one first, which is the definition of treason. And remember when Trump orders troops to get out of Syria? He wanted our boys back home. And then the military lied to him, and they still had troops there. They just moved them around. And yet no one was held accountable for that. The public sector.
Even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within.
I forgot, how many political opponents has Trump locked up throughout the years? How many of Democrats? As a wise coach once said, people always talk smack on the court or the sports balls fields. And some reporter asked, why don't you talk about this? He said, only one thing matters. Points up, scoreboard.
Like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his...
Yeah, again, they always leave out the context, what they do best. He literally said that, yeah, when it comes to oil production, day one, he's going to have drill, baby, drill.
Personal militia to carry out his personal and political vendettas. Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable. And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails against his propensities and his actions. Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this: we know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power. The question in 13 days will be, what do the American people want? Thank you.
And of course, she ignores all the questions. That didn't go as far as I thought. About 578,000 views as well as 24,000 likes. Which, yeah, I remember they were saying we were going to tamper down the rhetoric when the first time Trump was, the assassination attempt occurred. It happened about for 18 minutes. I'm kidding. It was about 13 hours before the right predicted it again. The left immediately went back to, oh yeah, the rhetoric of Trump being like Hitler, going to be the evilest thing on the planet. Ridiculous. One of the first comments coming from AKA says, quote, protect President Trump. Kamala is trying to get someone to attack him. Getting 653 likes, which, again, is fascinating to see. The assassination attempts are only on one side of the political aisle, and look into them. They're usually radicals, far leftist. DC Trump says, did she just hold a press conference to do nothing other than attack Trump? Talk about missed opportunities. She has no plan to change how we've lived our lives the past 4 years, getting 492 likes. Let's see. Yeah, Bold Moose American says this is absolutely disgusting and dangerous. Kamala Harris is recklessly weaponizing a completely debunked hoax to fan the flames of hatred against Trump, knowing full well the potential consequences. They've played with fire, trying to incite violence against Trump because... I gotta expand that really quick. Because they're terrified of losing power. This goes beyond politics. This is an attempt to eliminate their biggest threat, and they don't care if it puts his life in danger. They're openly encouraging violence, and it's beyond reprehensible. Pray for Trump and stay vigilant. These people are sick. In 576 likes, which, yeah, people may critique Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's policies, but, yeah, it's fascinating to see the degree at which each side of the political aisle is compared to evil historical references. Also, Dustin Gage simply says, protect Trump at all costs, getting 202 likes. Vince Langman says this is what panic looks like and sounds like, getting 241 likes. Indexia American Truther says Trump's lawyers need to call out Kamala. Kamala and her lies with a cease and desist. This is disingenuous verbiage and is simply not true and could risk lives, getting 342 likes. Lost simply says, I don't understand why Trump doesn't sue Kamala and the woke media for their lies. This is clearly defamation, getting 697 likes, which, again, when it comes to public figures, one of the issues of defamation lawsuits, you have to show statistically how you're negatively impacted. So, and that's so hard to do on this scale. So Trump would have to actually show, either fiscally he lost some money because of this speech that Kamala made, or maybe he went down the poll. Like, there's so many variables. That's why most of those are settled outside of court, because it's usually time consuming, hard to prove. So, I mean, sure, he could file a lawsuit. Trump historically loves the suits. Well, not just the suits he wears, all men do, but also filing lawsuits. But that's why I'm pretty skeptical. Some people are calling for that. I don't think that's realistically going to happen. Also, Common Sense Custodian saying we must pray for Trump, Elon, and JD. They're trying to get them all killed. I just cannot believe what they're trying to do Hitler again. Getting 184 likes. Let's see. Scrolling down more and more. Nick Sorter says the only Trump she can beat at this point is dead Trump. They all know that. This is terrifying. Getting 1,000 likes. Proud Patriot US says Hitler was a socialist like economy Kamala. Getting 300 likes, which, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Kamala wants to control the prices of goods and services in America. Yeah. That's for Americans to disarm Americans. Yeah. Again, her policies have striking similar policies to evil historians. And they are not good. Going down more and more. Let's see. Again, I love for them. It's fascinating how they really, many of them aren't actually disagreeing with a lot of the substance things or the actual policies that Trump has. Partially because I think they know a lot of the policies are good for America, like the tariffs, which Biden and the Harris administration has kept in place for a lot of tariffs that Trump has for goods leaving China. That's why they kept a lot of them in place and actually expanded them to include some of the EVs. Let's see. Not trying to see if there's any more. I don't see any contrarian statements yet. A lot of people referencing her wanting to control prices. So let me know if you think, and again, she's saying this for a reason. She thinks it's going to get her votes. She thinks this is going to, help her campaign. I'm not so sure it is. Again, they helped him win the 2020 election in terms of just being negative about Trump all the time, not really focusing too much on their policies and ideals. Let me know. Do you think this is? I mean, she voluntarily came out and had that speech. Do you think overall it helped her, or do you think it just kind of set her back? Or at this point, do you think all the votes are kind of locked in? Let me know, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.